Hi everybody, my name is Tommy, and if you're watching this it's because you just clicked the button to watch my shop tour. So welcome to my shop. I've been asked many times to do a shop tour and never actually got around to it, so I figured now would be as good time as any other time, so I'm going to do a shop tour right now. Before we get started though, I would just like to take a few seconds to mention I just passed 3,000 subscribers and I think it's amazing. I would like to say some special thanks to Crafted Podcast, which they just mentioned me in their podcast 2 weeks ago. It was about inspiration, where to find inspiration, and they actually mentioned my channel, which I thought was awesome. So I'll leave the link to that. Johnny, James, and Zach were in the podcast, and also Matt Cremona just put one of my viewers' project on his shop update. So thank you, Matt, as well for that. A lot of people that saw that mentioned in their comment that they saw my piano and green cutting board on display in his channel, and that's why they came over and have a look. And I welcome all the newcomers to my channel. So enough said about that. Shop tour. So my shop is 17.5 feet by 18.5, and I've got 12-foot ceilings. We're going to get started with the power tools, and then we're going to go from there. My table saw is a Delta. It's the Shopmaster. It's a good table saw. I used to have one of those aluminum tops. I think it was a Craftsman. I totally destroyed that table saw. It didn't last very long. So this one's been with me for over, I think it's about 9 years. I bought it new. It works great. Of course, a table saw with cabinet would be a great upgrade, but this table saw has been doing wonders for me. So I don't have any complaints with the Delta Shopmaster, and works great. The only thing I didn't like was their insert, so I made a zero clearance insert. So that helped. Yeah, so that's I do not have the dust collection. I still use the bag, but other than that, it's a great machine. This is my latest addition to the shop. It's MIDI lathe. I never had a lathe before, so this is a new venture for me. It's fun. I made a lot of pens. I'm actually planning on batching a lot of them for Christmas gifts. So hopefully not everybody's listening in my family to this video, but yeah, Christmas is coming, so that's gonna be what I'm gonna be sending to people from this lathe here. So this is a great tool. There's no variable speed. It's all like you have to change the belt and stuff, but since it was it was affordable, and I never tried one, so it was a no-brainer for me. Like, even if I have to change the belt every time, it's like takes like 10 seconds, so it's no biggie. The tool I'm using are from, I bought them from Penn State. It's the Benjamin's Best kit. I'm not planning on doing a review, although they're good tools for starters, but you need to redo your sharpening quite often. So that's all I say for that. But it's a good beginner set. I'm happy I bought it. So this is my busy corner, and this one is out of place. It's my welding helmet. I'm a fitter fabricator, so that's my day job. So that's why my helmet's here. But here in this corner, I have an 8-inch drill press. It's King Canada, the brand. Then I've got my sharpening little station. It's General International. Comes with a little light. For the price, once again, no-brainer. I needed something to sharpen the knives for my lathe that I need to sharpen quite often. So, and I do have the antimony oxide wheel on the right side, and I believe it was 100. It's a 120. I got a 120 for the sharpening station here. And then I have the oscillating spindle sander, another great buy. This thing is just amazing. Use it all the time. For those of you who have been following my channel for a bit now, you know I make musical instruments, and with all the curves, I did it without this tool, and this is like, saves like days of work in like half hours. Like it's just amazing tool to have. Bought it brand new. I don't regret the price. It was pretty pricey, but I don't regret putting the money out for this one, which is always good when buying brand new tools. And then charging station. It is supposed to be charging station, but when everything's happening in my shop, there's no room, or I'm doing something else here, like whenever there's a plug, because that's another issue with the shop. I have a double car garage, a very small double car garage shop, so it's only wired for the need of a double car garage. So I do have the odd breaker popping once in a while, but so whenever I need to charge something, I'll use whichever plugins, but usually I try to stay here for my rechargeables. So Bandsaw is a jet. I bought it used. I did pay a lot of money for it, but it's by far one of the best addition to my shop that I made. Blades that I usually have on are either 3/16 or 1/4 inch, 6 TPI usually. I do have blades that go all the way to 3/4 for resawing, but and it's an easy blade to change, so I do change my blades quite often. I would like a dedicated bandsaw for resawing, but if you look at the size of my shop, it's not going to be for a little while. So this is the bandsaw. Love the bandsaw. So the 12-inch compound miter saw. This one is the Makita. It's not mine, it's my father-in-law's. I've been borrowing his saw for quite a while now. Thank you, Warren, for letting me borrow it. Whenever he needs it back, I bring it back to his place, but like I said, he's been very nice to let me borrow it, and it's been very helpful in a lot of projects. So I use CMT blades on it. CMT on my table saw as well. They're on the higher scale price for my budget anyway, and but like it's worth investing in those, because when you have a nice cut, it saves a lot of work down the road. So yeah, so something I would when I look for my own saw, I will look into a better dust collection, because I do hook up the shop vac on it every time I use it, and it dust everywhere. So that's one of the negative point I would have to say about this saw, but everything else is just awesome. It's a very, very good tool. So here's my little island of tools. So this is my dust collection system. Probably very old. I got this one for $25 at a I guess it was a garage sale type thing. It does its job. I don't know if it's the full capacity. He gobbles up everything I throw at it, so I'm okay with it. Obviously, I would like to have a bigger unit, but for now, that's all I have. So, and it's got wheels, so I can pretty much push it everywhere I need it. Or so. Then I have this guy here, a 6" by 9" belt sander. I don't really use the side here, wobbly, so I never really use that. The bed is fine for what I need to do with it. That one's an older model as well. Same thing, garage sale for about $100. So I was okay with the fact that it's missing the 90 degree, and like the wobbly, I could probably try to fix it, but I don't really have any use for it if I don't have the guy here. So something I might upgrade down the road as well. A couple sawhorses for whenever I need them. At the back there is the jointer, so I'll bring you guys around. While we have this shot here, I would like to, this is my gate for my fence. We had a windstorm, so that thing blew apart all in pieces. I probably fixed it 6 times since I moved here. If I would have tried to fix it again, it would have been a big mess. So I just made a brand new one, mortise and tenons with hardwood pins in it. I just finished staining it, so this area is kind of, my shop was a big mess this past few days, but I'll be installing that. Like the finish not quite dry yet. I need to let it cure for 72 hours, so that's going to be going out pretty soon. So, jointer, this thing is really old. It's not usable right now. We always have those tools that are from our parents or passed along, and this one was my dad because it was my grandfather's before him. It was built in Drummondville, Quebec. It's from the early 1900s, and the only thing wrong with it is the beds are out of alignment. And I've been watching a lot of videos on how to straighten that, but I still don't feel confident enough to start messing around with my grandpa's old jointer. So obviously I would have to change like the switch and cord and maybe the motor, but like a motor runs, it's just like it's an old motor. And so yeah, so one day I'll spend the time, and obviously I will do a video if I end up doing it myself. I'm contemplating maybe getting somebody that knows what they're doing to put it back to shape. Like I said, I've never dealt with like trying to fix that, so a bit daunting for me. I would love to be able to use it though, so it's something that might be coming down the drain. I've been looking at it, like I've probably been carrying this around for like 12 years and still haven't got to it. And it's one of those things that you want it done properly. So yeah. If any of you guys have good comments to put about this guy, would be I'd be very happy to hear what you guys have to say about that. But or good links, information would be awesome too. So that's for the joiner. So one day. So this is the outfeed table. The outfeed table was started before I even got my YouTube channel going. So the base was all done except for the front doors and the shelving inside. It was just like on that wall and piling up a bunch of stuff on it. I finished it in my early videos. You can see a video on how I'm building the top and how I do like the full assembly, but this thing was free. I didn't have to pay for any of the wood. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm a fitter for a steel manufacturing company, and they always have a huge pile of wood there. Either people taking it for firewood, it's a wood bin, so we can go in there and sort whatever we need or what we want. Those posts are 5x5s, and if you look on the inside, they were part of a skid that holds aluminum sheets on them. So there's nails, holes on the inside, but on the outside, obviously you don't see them. So I was able to get a great outfeed table out of material that was going to the dump. So whenever I have a chance to get like decent wood from the company I work for, I always do. Same with the base for my workbench. I'll pan around so you can see that. So the workbench here, the top is white oak. The contour, the darker highlight is called Apiton. So same thing from the wood bin. I paid for the oak, but not the contour. Then the whole framing is the same material as the outfeed table. So it's all fir except for the drawer fronts, which are pine. I use old cabinets to do the old drawers from a cabinet to do the drawers here. I keep pens and stuff in this one, and then I use this one for caliper, and I have some other stuff in there as well. And then I've got some jigs and like work mat at the bottom here, so jigs and stuff. Vise, I do have a metal vise that I put in my other vise if I need it. This one is a quick release. Opens up to 11 inches. It's a 10-inch bracket. I have a dovetail that goes from my apetong. Apetong being a softer wood, I wanted something stronger here. So I have white oak here and white oak there. So that's that. Same thing for this guy here. All the framing for this one comes from the wood bin at work. The only thing I had to purchase was the plywood. I used maple plywood for the fronts of this unit here, and little handles that were from the longer piece of the wood, from the wood in the wood bin. So there's always ways to make your shop work for you, and find ways to find wood. Like big companies always have a wood bin. Even if you're not working there, you can always go there and ask, and that's what I would do if I was not working for this company. But yeah, so what else do we have? We'll look at the tool chests. So this is my dovetail tool chest. I built this. I do sell prints for it. I use it now for all my planes. Most of my hand planes are on top. I have like a router compartment, so in this one I'll keep chucks and like end piece and like all the steel stuff, so it doesn't rust. So like that's the main reason machinists had like wooden toolbox, because all their tools with the ambient air were rusting. But when you put them in a toolbox, a wooden toolbox, the wood takes the moisture, and then all your tools are rust free. So that was one of the main ideas, because I do have a lot of expensive tools for lutherie, because I make musical instrument. And just this little guy here, which is a little mini hand plane, it's an Ibex. They're like in the upwards of $80, so that's not something that you want to put out and leave out and end up rusting. So in this one I have this scraper plane. It's a number 112. I had to redo the whole finish, and unfortunately I did it before I had my YouTube channel, so I do not have a video on refurbishing this scraper plane. But basically it holds a scraper, and it works the same way as if you would do the scraping yourself, but it's a scraper plane. So I really love this tool. Also I have this is a number 6, so it's a joiner plane. This one is pretty old. It's from 1907 to after the Second World War. You can tell that by the frog at the bottom of your on the sole of the plane, where the frog sits. And just about a month and a half, or two months ago, I guess, I've been given this guy. Now this guy, I would say the Japaning is about 60 to 70%, and then when I got it, I took everything off to see the frog, because there was no like micro adjustment at the bottom here, and I realized this guy was from either like in between 1864 and 1907. So this guy would have been older than my dad, and that's also the one I use in my video when I make the soundboard, how to carve a soundboard. So that's the plane you see. So I was just amazed, like the couple that gave this to me, it was I'm pretty sure it was the lady's father, who used to be a teacher, and that was his personal plane. So I'm really happy with it. Nothing needed to be done on it. Like obviously the fellow was a teacher, so took great pride in his tools, and like that thing is just mint condition. So I'll be using that quite a bit. Now if I'll pan down a bit. So down here I've got all the
tools that come in boxes, so like Dremel tools and box sets and Sawzall and all that kind of stuff. Here I've got the router. I have the Walt. It comes with 3 bases. So the model number is the DW618B3. So I have a handheld router base, a plunger base, and one that's always fixed under my router table. And then in here I have palm sanders or belt sanders and stuff, and the very far one, that's where I keep my planer, planer being a 12.5 Delta little bench planer that you see all the times in my videos. In the drawers I keep my finishing gear, so colors and shellac and that kind of stuff. And then this one I have pen blanks. I make my own pen blanks, so those are all spalted maple. It was a crutch figure, so I have really neat colors. Then I got blueprints in here. The other drawers I've got screws and drill bits and little containers. And then the far one, that's where I keep my router bits and drill bits and all that stuff. So last bench right here. So I keep my pony clamps here. I've got 8 of them for 2 lengths. And then this is a guitar I've been working on. For those of you who've been watching my videos, you know this one's been in here for a long time. This one has a Myrtle back. Amazing figure in it. Why am I not working on it? Because I can't decide what I'm going to do with the fretboard. I have a very nice grain fretboard, and I usually put like block inlays on my instruments, but this one is, and that's going to be my own guitar. Like, I'm building this one for me, so I'm just taking my time with this one. I don't want to regret it. Mandola, I've been working on and off on it. I was working on this one when I decided to make another 2x4 project. Once again, you might have seen my 2x4 ukulele video. If not, I'll leave a link below. So I decided to do a 2x4 mandolin. And then I started the 2x4 mandolin, which looks pretty good so far. But then I got a customer that asked me to build him an octave mandolin, which is this one here. So I'm building this one, so I have to stop, and I would have been late for the deadline anyway at that point. So I'll keep it here, and when I finish it, I'll let you know how that sounds. But now the videos you've been seeing is from this one, and obviously there's going to be a lot more videos coming from this one because I'm being paid to work on this one, so I need to get that one out the door before I start fooling around with other stuff. So behind there, I'll just move that out of the way. That's where I keep all my hardwoods. So I've got purple heart, I've got teak, I've got ebony, walnut, so all the shorter pieces, and mahogany, got that in there as well. So all my shorter pieces I like to keep so I can see them. They used to be tucked in within all of that, so I was losing track of them. So this is mostly wood I use like for tone bars and stuff, and I purchased, it was kiln dry, so I used all of that there, but everything else is usually up here so I can see and use whenever I need it. And then there's the wood rack. So a bit of everything in there. I've got yellow cedar and fir, red cedar, some white cedar. I do have some red and white oak. I do have a lot of apitone, which is the same as the contour of the bench here, so there's like plenty of that. So like I said, every time I can put my hands on free wood, I do purchase some of it. So whenever I do projects like that, obviously I'm going to go to a specialized shop. When I did my tool chest also, I bought the specialized wood. But so that's pretty much it. And then there's on top here, if we pan on top, that's where I keep my kayak. So it's a wood strip kayak. So that's it for the shop tour. I hope you were able to see what you wanted to see. If you have any questions, actually, like if you have questions about myself, you want to know a bit more about me, leave a comment, and if there's enough questions, I'll do a Q&A on it. If not, I'll just answer your question in the comment. But if there's enough question, I'll do a follow-up to this video as a Q&A. But for now, that's it for me, and I wish you well.